one guy. He's a captain.
Captain Slacks?
Not Slacks. It's a different captain. I don't remember his name, but he was gonna stack like 4 things. Yeah.
Damn, you guys getting paid good. What the fuck?
I don't know. Oh, we gotta go. Thank you.
Record time. Good luck.
We won't be able to refill it.
Listen, just between like you and me, we have like 200K basically. Out of like the 570 that we need. So, looking solid.
I can't turn. I think it's actually unbearable turning.
It's pretty bad.
Get out. Hell yeah. Oh, nailed it. No. What? Why are you looking at me?
You trying to tackle me or something?
No, why would I do that?
I don't know.
You gotta be on your toes, Barrick. You gotta be on your toes. Did I have enough time
I think so.
to refuel?
Oh, to refuel? Absolutely not. That's
Are you moving?
Yeah. Maybe.
You're lying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Move around.
I'm moving around.
See you on the flip side. I'm going home.
Yeah.
My apartment.
And
Chat, I think we're gonna play some Valorant. Yeah. Mm. Let's see. uh, doo-doo-doo. we is gonna play Valo. I put music on. And we go back to the song we always go to. do have to jump back in to refuel the car. Excuse me. I'm just waiting. While we're loading in, I'm going to go pee. And then... All right, we're in queue. Be right back. I'm back. I just remembered. I need to change... Okay, excuse me. Oh, hey.
Hello.
I go refuel.
All right. I come with.
I'm really bothered that in order for the car to figure itself out, we have to hit second gear.
Yeah. This is a bit like borderline. Actually, this is definitely legal window tint.
So I actually tested a few things. Unintentionally, might I add. I was in Mosley's and someone asked about their window tint, and we were indoors, and I said, yeah, that one would be fine. I can see clearly, right? Then they brought the vehicle outdoors, I felt so bad because it was very clearly illegal once there was any sort of reflection or shine on the car that I paid them $500 to change it. Indoors, this probably looks okay. Like in the garage, you know?
Yeah.
Kem, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Kem, are you playing? Yeah, the evidence stuff is fucking sick.
Oh yeah. Gonna make like, you know, gang shootouts in the future and stuff like that real simple.
Well, what about the collection of evidence? Like if
Basically
there's
the
like
same.
500 casings, are we grabbing each individual one and our evidence locker is big enough to contain that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this definitely illegal even in here.
If you step like a few feet away, you can't see shit.
So who put a turbo in joke?
Oh, I think Corwood put them in all of them, just different ones.
Oh shit. All I know
Well, it
is
sounds a bit
SO
like the-
stands for significant other. That is the OG. You know what? It's a Turbso. That's the car name. You have Turbso. And apparently that one has a big turbo. That's what the people at Mosley's were telling me. Hold up. This one right here.
Yeah, apparently it ranges anywhere from like, you know, the 10s to the 99s. And yeah. The lower the number, the faster the acceleration and the lower the top end speed, and then it's just like inverse climb all the way up. Slower the acceleration, faster the top end. So I think JOK is at 88, I think.
I think I was told 99 for SO. Wait, so does that mean higher top end, slower acceleration?
That's what it should be, yeah.
I didn't know turbos worked like that. Fuck.
That's how Drader was explaining it to us.
I ain't never been a turbo guy.
Yeah, me neither, but I'm gonna trust that what he says is probably factual.
Oh,
Yep.
Lovesick. Another
Yep,
name.
Yeah.
Perry.
Did you ever meet Broccoli?
Green Bean.
Yeah, she got hired in shift 2.
Oh my gosh. You know, she was something special.
Yeah, Cornwood came up to me last night and said that in like mock pursuits during academy, he could just absolutely shake everybody else, but she was just on him like white on rice. And I was
That's
like,
not surprising.
That does not surprise me. It makes sense.
Do you know that our SOPs, and probably to this day, are outdated to the point where there are written things that we are intended and supposed to do that never do? For example, Green Bean this was years ago. I remember this. Green Bean was primary in a pursuit. And I fucking swooped in. Okay, I swooped in. I had all the speed on the highway. I had to request permission to overtake because that's what SOP stated. And Green Bean was the SOP auditor.
I remember this.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time
She's
ago.
back now.
I know. I'm just going through the names that I recall. There are quite a few. And I'm glad. Well, anywho.
Hopefully more soon. Maybe. We'll see. Espinosa was there last night after the meeting.
Espinosa's fucked.
Yeah.
You know how I know?
Oh.
He has been shoehorned into dispatch where there is no expectation of a pathway into PD. You don't get brought into the infancy stage of a department as a stepping stone. You get brought in to stay there forever.
Well, I mean, Anita did that, and she was brought into the department. And Hayes is there now. And Espinosa was supposedly accepted to be hired to dispatch, and then he withdrew today.
As he should have. Because if he's going to be there for the rest of his life, and what he really wants to do is become a police officer.
Yeah.
I mean, Ruth said it today. She said the expectation is that people who are going for dispatch are staying in dispatch. Like, it's not intended as a pathway into PD.
Yeah. I mean, as it should be, probably.
Yeah, they need to just tell him up front if he's not being hired.
Yeah, I agree.
So that he knows.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyways.
Slacks was talking about hiring DOC guards last night. And everybody pretty much simultaneously agreed that if they hire like 3 DOC people, we need to give them Bibles.
What about the...
And pray for them up there.
What about the Church of Waltology? Wall bless. You know, I arrested someone that had the Church of Waltology fucking Bible thingy. Oh my god, I forgot their name. I asked about Steven. I used to gamble with Steven. Do you remember Steven? Or no?
Steven. What was the last name?
I forget, but he was involved in the Church of Waltology.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I miss him. He gambled and won. That was fucked.
You should put Stubble in charge of the prison.
I literally had to leave the prison and transfer someone stuck in prison for the rest of their life money because I lost. Anywho. Do we attend the meeting and then go? Do we hear the tea?
Quick.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. I know Ruth doesn't. She doesn't mince words. She keeps it short.
Is going to be if you shoot your weapon on a scene, if it's already registered in our database, it is going to automatically show that that is your weapon registered to you instead of us trying to figure out where that casing came from and trying to search during active scenes. We also should have our weapons registered in general. More information on that is to come. I think that's all I have for evidence systems. I would recommend people doubling up. We did have Slacks was shot yesterday, as well as as 2 officers robbed last night. Sounds like they were kind of brought into some sort of ambush. So just be on the lookout. Always be communicating on radio so people know what is going on with you. Clear communication is going to be one of the most important things. Communicate in general is something we need to. If we shouldn't be talking about rumors, talking about people. We need to actually have communication. If you have an issue, bring it up. If you have an issue with another officer, I would recommend bringing it up to that officer before it goes through the chain of command. If you truly don't feel comfortable, of course, follow the chain of commands, but having these conversations face to face is going to address things a lot quicker and a lot easier than everybody just talking behind each other's backs. In general, any situations ongoing, a lot of the situations that people are upset over, myself and other captains were involved. If you have questions regarding those, I am available to answer questions. I actually encourage people to get clarification on why they think things happened, as long as people remain respectful and ask an appropriate way, and constructive conversations can happen that way. All right. Anybody have any questions? Anything they need to bring up? We got like 7 minutes before we got to get out there. Guess what?
How do we register our weapons currently?
We don't
Do we
yet.
have-
It's coming. We're gonna have full guidelines coming. Just want to run a couple things through the other captains to make sure we're all in agreement before we fully roll it out.
Okay.
I came in late.
Yes.
You have to speak up.
Louder.
Sorry, I came in late. But as I walked in, you stated we'll have the ability to register our weapons, and then on scene it'll automatically be documented, right?
Right. So yeah, we're gonna register them. So then if our casing is found on a scene, as soon as we put everything in that report, it will auto compute or do whatever the IT stuff does to tell us that it was your weapon it was fired from, instead of trying to chase down where that casing came from.
Okay. What if we're chasing after a stolen PD gun?
That was my
We will
question.
know because it's going to be registered. We will be able to include that in our stolen PD gear that has
Okay.
been stolen. So then we'll know it comes back to you. We can reference that other document and we can see that it has been stolen and we can track it better that way.
Perfect.
And that also will allow us, if we have stolen weapons we don't know about, that can also be followed up through officers if that occurs. Would not be a good look. If you do get anything stolen from you at any point, please make sure in the reports you're writing what was stolen exactly. I understand if you don't fully remember everything you have, but was it just your gun, your taser? All of that is important so we know what we have out there on the streets.
Oh, Cap, remind people to check their tasers and their guns.
Oh, yes. Check your tasers and your guns. Some individuals this morning woke up to their cartridge missing or their cartridges were empty. Recommend at the beginning of shifts just double checking that type of stuff.
I went to go fire my taser, and there was no cartridge. None. Poof, gone. Always been one in there, I swear.
Well, that's when you pull out your gun instead.
We always got to follow the use of force matrix.
I'm gonna matrix over
All right,
one
anybody have
step to the
anything they wanna
next.
bring up? All right, go ahead. Go on.
I got two things. One, first and mostly, there is a evidence locker labeled as flags. In case y'all need one of these, I think everybody needs to have a little bit more sense of pride about where we are. So if y'all don't got one of these yet, went ahead and bought a whole bunch of them, and these are available to you. So paid for those out of pocket. That's for y'all if you want one. There you go.
USA.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Are they American made?
Mm-hmm. They are. They're American made.
Is there
Well,
a flag for the state of San Andreas in there?
no, there's not. But there will be a flag for Texas soon.
Okay.
So those are available right now. Second thing
Question
is
left.
I'm the newest FTO. So if y'all see any cadets, I don't care what shift, what time, whenever. If you see a cadet walking around, they're looking for help, and I don't see them, just let me know and I'll pick them up. So we'll. I don't want to have cadets just sitting around thumbing their nuts in the damn PD all day and not able to get out there. So, so yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
What time zone are you going?
I'm shift 6
On the roster.
0. Yeah, you shift 0 as well.
Shift yes.
Yeah.
Prioritize shift 2 cadets.
Oh, sounds good.
We don't have a shift code.
All right, if nobody has anything else, let's get out there. It's been a pretty busy morning. If you need information on the evidence system, we need to take that time. Make sure you're trained up before you get out there.
Yeah, I'll need some help with that.
Someone's already been stabbed at Senior Buns. I'm 42.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance
I pledge
Already?
allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the United
of the
States of
United
America,
States of America,
to the republic
and to the
for which it
republic
stands,
which is
one
One
nation,
nation,
under
nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty,
liberty,
justice
justice
for all.
and justice for all.
Amen.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance.
What's that?
Barrack, not Rhodes, but I mean, you could be
I
here.
thought you said Rhodes.
You could be here too. You're welcome to be here too.
Are you sure you called Barrack? Wouldn't he be here?
Yeah. Did he not hear me? Barrack?
What's up?
Barrack, who did you hear him
Yes,
call?
real quick.
Oh, I heard him. I thought he was talking to you.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought I heard Rhodes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not usually around right now. I'm kind of.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. So I've been tracking FTO hours via
Hey, Rhodes, I got
What's
to
up?
talk to you.
a spreadsheet with it all.
Sure.
What's up?
Okay. So here's what's happening. I had a word with Slacks and everybody last night.
Okay.
It's game time. Okay.
In what sense?
Here's what we're doing. We're gonna go, and I want to start getting people together because we have obviously a major staffing issue. Okay, I think everybody sees it. So I talked to Slacks. I talked to Slacks yesterday. I talked to I sent a couple messages upstate. We're gonna get the band back together. Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I think I want to get a list of 10 folks who want to go and come in here who are capable of FTOing, and we're going to fast track them to FTO so that way we can recruit more cadets and we can get people going and get the damn ball rolling. Because I feel like we're dadgum 5 years behind everybody else in the city.
We are. There's no
Right.
feeling like that. We are.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even, yeah, it's factual. So that's the game plan right now.
Okay.
So right now, I'm trying to think of who are going to be the guys that are going to come in and they can adapt to maybe how they can adapt to the way that things are supposed to be done now, and they're experienced, they're committed, they want to be here, they want to show up, and we can get the ball rolling. So I've got, so far, I'm going to reach out to Mac. I saw Espino's last night.
Okay.
Espino's came by here. I'm going to talk to him.
You heard he was being shoehorned into dispatch, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to have a conversation with him to be like, listen, bud, if you take that, you are there for life. There is no pathway from dispatch to PD.
Well, he said.
I heard he
He
withdrew.
don't want to be. He don't want to be in that position. He said he would do it just because he loves PD so damn much, and that's who he is. That's what he wants to do. And to me, it's a dadgum shame if we don't have those kind of guys here. The people that want to be here, and the people that are. I know Espino's well. I mean that guy he's so damn pleasant to be around. He's a good guy. He ain't never doing no bullshit. It's good energy to have around, and I think he'd be great for a lot of people coming, especially new cadets, to have him FTO them and kind of not be overwhelmed with shit, you know?
Yeah.
So
is there a specific focus on any shift? Because 10 people, while it sounds like a lot, if that's spread amongst 3 shifts, I mean, that's like
much.
3 to
you're right.
4.
10 is the number I came up with.
Okay.
So, I believe, I know we need help. Shift 2 is that's the damn shit show shift. Shift 1, how's shift 1 been?
Well, I mean, right now we're technically still in shift 1 for an additional 4 more hours, but here's the thing. There's a stark difference between pre-meeting shift 1 and post-meeting shift 1, because a lot of people in early shift 1 don't stick around post-meeting.
Right.
In saying that, I know 2 people, one of which I'm not sure if they'd still be interested in PD, but Casterman, phenomenal guy. But if I had to push for one person and one person only for shift 1, it would be DuPont. DuPont through and through.
Oh my lord! Yes, 1,000. If she wants to be here.
At the Liquid Library, she indicated she was still interested. I actually just saw her earlier today, crossing the crosswalk towards the hospital.
I think DuPont is wonderful. I think DuPont would be fantastic.
DuPont was phenomenal. That would be for shift 1. If you've already said Espino's, that would be shift 3. I truthfully don't have many recommendations for shift 2, just because I'm not around for shift 2. It's hard for me to determine. So you would have to, I mean, you've been around. But at the same time, if we're looking for people to fast track, we'd be looking from people from a while ago. Bison, truthfully. And then if we circle back to 3, Mac was always
Bison mostly shift 2.
Yeah.
Shift 3.
Bison was shift 2. He would sometimes stick around for the beginning portion of shift 3, but he was always shift 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And you even heard he said, you know, he'd even be willing to change from, what was it, shift 2 into shift 1. And I think Duncan had mentioned, like, no, that's probably not a good idea. Someone mentioned that. But, like, if I had to, like, spitfire names for 3, Daisy Dukakis alongside Espinoz. For 1, DuPont and Casterman. Here's the thing. I would also love to see Snow and Mac. But I don't know how that's all going to work out in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I need to try and get a hold of Snow.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I have to write this down or I'm going to lose track. Hold on 1 second. So for 1, we have DuPont. 1 gets so tricky because, again, post 1, like, meeting, post meeting, I genuinely don't know. Straight up, I don't. But early shift 1, DuPont would be a solid choice. Shift 2, Bison. Shift 3, we would have Espinoz. Daisy's a good one. Mac has always been 3 into 1, so he's kind of like in between. And Barrick here would actually might have some insight. Hey Barrick, question.
Hi, Barrick.
Yeah.
Wait, can I
What's
mention
up?
this to him? I don't know if I.
Oh yeah. So Barrick was there when we were talking. So I'm getting the list together to get the ball rolling. I think that so let me see, make sure I didn't miss nobody. So far I have TJ Mack, Matthew Espinoz, DuPont, Bison. We'll see what happens with Snow, Dukakis, Ziggy. Who else? I'm missing
Ziggy's a
somebody.
good one. That is correct. Barrick, if you had to spitfire solid FTOs from years ago, you suspect would still be interested, who do you think it would be?
I mean, obviously, Daisy, Espinoz, Madison probably, Frost. You know, I'm just pretty much strictly going shift 3 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the Frost we have now?
No, Jimmy Frost.
Did I know Jimmy Frost?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Maybe.
You should. Yeah, most likely. Stubble, obviously.
Oh, Stubble! Yes! Big one. Big.
Stubble? Okay.
Your radio's too high, by the way. Again.
Oh, me?
Or your gullet. Yeah.
Oh. Is that better?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
good.
it's all right. Hold on. I have an easy way to do this.
I also said
Actually, I don't. I
Casterman.
deleted it off my phone.
So I split it into shift 1 as DuPont and Casterman. If Casterman is still interested, I'm fairly certain DuPont is. Casterman's always been phenomenal. Casterman is someone who you can be best of friends with, but at the end of the day, if he has a job to get done and he has to call you out as his best friend, he'll do so. There's no like, hey, we're friends, I'm gonna cut you a break. It's, listen, I understand we're friends, but I'm still going to follow through with the duties of my job.
Yeah.
DuPont is the same way.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking for here is there's definitely a different atmosphere here than there was in the past.
Yep.
And which is a different atmosphere. I feel like the atmosphere that was here,
Davenport.
just from before I was here, to when I was here to after I left to now is 4 different things entirely from what I'm seeing. I mean, it's like
You're
in some
not
ways it ain't even
wrong.
close.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Minerva's a big one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But Minerva's gonna get shoehorned into fucking dispatch.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing with dispatch. I do want people. So we're what I've heard is dispatch. I mean, this is tale as old as time.
Ruth flat out said it's not a path into PD.
Well, right, but also, I think it shouldn't be necessarily a path into PD because it needs to get built out as its own thing where I mean, because the thing is, we need dispatch. It is so valuable. Having Jadelyn around, having dispatch around now.
It's phenomenal.
Amazing.
Yep.
Oh my lord. You know, she's calling out, hey, this channel for this, that channel, and she's giving us updates on the damn 311s and just hey, this is going on in like every few minutes. Just hey, if there's an active on channel 2, boom. There might be 3 actives now, and they're all on separate channels, and you know where everything is. It's amazing. So. Now here's the problem with this, and this is kind of where we're at right now. They don't want to open up the floodgates, but they want to crack the door open a little bit and very selectively bring in the right people who they can get the job done, and also not have a stick up their ass at the same time. That's basically like where we're at, I think. Now I think everyone we're talking about right now is just that. So
I 100% agree. If I said a name, I didn't say the name because like we're just friends. I said it because I've seen how they respond to stuff. I've seen their work ethic. I've seen it all. And just like you saw the other day, when I called out, oddly enough, if you reference the old guard, right, and this negative stigma, despite that, the only officers that were on duty were people who were prior officers. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
Right. I mean, shit, I'm so... I hate what happened to Ripley. Him, turning into a damn clown, losing his damn mind. I really wish this would have happened before all that. I would absolutely have loved to have Ripley back here.
100%. Ripley, the fact that I can... Okay, the fact that I can point out specific instances in that motor pool right over there, Ripley, while I was a cadet, made it clear. And it wasn't in like a disrespectful tone. It was literally just, listen, there's a totem pole, and he pointed to the ground and said, you're here as a cadet. And then pointed up and was like, I'm here. But the entire intent was like, we're going to bring you from there to up here. It wasn't just to like demean a little cadet. It was to imply that there's room for progression and we're gonna get there, you know?
I love that.
And it's crazy to me because everybody, didn't matter what shift you were part of, if Ripley was around and somebody was being promoted, Ripley was the one to do the speech and promote people, whether that was a cadet becoming a full officer, whatever the situation is. He was always the one. Didn't matter what his rank was. Didn't matter if he wasn't command, high command. The dude could have been just a normal officer, and he would have done it regardless because it was the right thing to do, and he was so comfortable doing it. Ripley is a massive, massive loss to the PD.
Yeah, he is. He is 100%.
He became the very thing that he sought to destroy. Those fucking clowns. I watched day after day for practically 2 years, every day, just him seeking out and just finding them. And every single day, it was like clockwork. At the same time, him just at war with them and taking. Sometimes, like just taking them all on by himself, like straight, just like Optimus Prime style, and he just took them all down. And now he's become one of them. It's sad sight.
Very.
Yeah.
And the fear is that the longer a lot of these people are pushed back, the further and further away they drift away from PD, just like Ripley, right? If they don't feel that they have a sense of belonging here where they previously did, they're gonna find another group, whether it be the clowns or whatever, right?
Right.
And
I mean, hell, I mean, you got people, you know, it's one of them things where maybe they leave the city, maybe they go find another job, you know, maybe they go back home, you know.
it's
They might,
unfortunate.
They
It's
might still have
unfortunate.
family around and stuff like that, but their family ain't here. You know, their family's doing other jobs, you know. So
Yeah.
and that's the closest thing we'd hear from them.
I agree.
So
Yeah, I mean, there's even another name I'd throw out there. Unfortunately, he wasn't around for a long period of time, but he has been recently. I miss Kareem, actually. I don't know if either of y'all ever ran into him. Y'all ever run into Kareem Leone?
I did not. No.
Ah,
I
good
can't
guy.
recall.
Good guy. He's down bad at the moment. I think it was DuPont found him going through trash because he's home or was homeless. I don't know if he is anymore, but that man, you know what's funny? Speaking of fucking clowns, my first ever FTO session was with him. You know, on Haywick, make the left turn to the LS freeway, merge. Like if you continued east, you'd end up on Popular, but you go left, you head north on LS. I pulled over a vehicle. I will never fucking forget. It was genuinely a clown car. They popped the trunk and 5 fucking clowns jumped out of the back. So it's funny that you mentioned clowns, and I brought up Kareem because my first, and that's gonna be just fucking burnt in my mind for the rest of my life.
You know what's crazy? I might be crazy here. I remember he was teaching me traffic stops. Ripley was teaching me traffic stops, and I just remember I've always specifically remembered him teaching me a traffic stop at exactly where you're mentioning it, right over the freeway, right?
Yeah, except mine merged onto the freeway because they made that left turn.
So
but
mine
yes,
was right before that left turn, and that image in my head of pulling someone over with Ripley has just always been in my head. I don't know why. Nothing
That is
crazy happened.
strange.
You know what it was? It was when because back then we still used to do everything on paper, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, see, now I just send it to the state account, and it was it was one of my first times in the city. You know, the thing that stuck out to me was when he ripped that paper. I remember the sound of him ripping the paper off and handing it to him, and that just stuck in my head forever. I don't know why, but I just remember being one of my first traffic stops ever, and yeah, that's so odd.
I think if people can leave that memory in your mind that can be remembered many years later, they're very clearly doing something right. And like people can do that with like something funny, like stand outish, but like if you can do that while also maintaining professionalism while doing your job, right? And for me, it comes down to just respect, right? Like I said, it wasn't when Ripley did that thing with me, it wasn't a matter of demeaning me as much as it was like, you're here, I'm here, but again, the goal is to get you to where I'm at, not you're the gum under my shoe and you're gonna stay there, you fucking idiot. You know, like wasn't that?
It is so important to what you just said. It's two people saying the same thing, but positioning it in a way where it's pointing up instead of pointing down.
Yep, 100%.
Wonderful. That's an intangible, and we need people who have these kinds of intangibles, to where when they walk into a room, they light up the room. We want people that I want to walk into the meeting every day, and I take a look around, and this is the family. I'm happy to see everybody. I hear everybody. I'm happy to hear your voice. I'm happy to see your face.
100%.
I want that. I want the PD to have that effect on everybody in the city. Because look, we got to do our jobs, right? And our jobs include certain things that include punishing people. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when you get pulled over, it shouldn't be an, oh shit, it's the cops. It's, oh shit, I'm getting a fine. But hey, at least I get an opportunity to meet somebody who's a part of the police department. And being a part of the police department is not only, being a part of the police department is not only fun and all that, and it means something to us, but there's a standard here that these people know the city and they know what it takes to make the city run well.
100%. And for me, a lot of that comes down to the fact that, you can have two separate people looking at the exact same thing, but perceive it very fucking differently. And what we need are the people who are going to perceive it in the better way. For example, Cornwood, you see someone with a tattoo of an anchor on their wrist with a name. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's Popeye.
No,
He loves spinach.
No, and just an anchor with a name on it. What would you expect that meaning to be?
An anchor with a name?
Mhm.
Okay. Joking aside, this name means something to me, and this name keeps me grounded. Like this is something that's important to me.
Exactly.
And it's always going to be there with me.
Exactly. But you know how else somebody could perceive it? This person weighed me down, right? What we need are the people to acknowledge that more often than not, it's going to mean someone who kept somebody grounded, not somebody who's holding you down. And a lot of the names we just said are the people who would be willing to hold us down in a way where okay. Listen, I said that backwards. They're supposed to keep us grounded. I was gonna be like, they're gonna hold us down, but then I just used that in a not so good way.
I know what you're saying.
I was trying to say they're gonna hold us down by showing up every fucking day and doing their job properly, but then I realized again, weighing you down type deal. That it was like two different. Listen, regardless, the people that we need are the people who are going to not be the people who weigh us down and hold us back, but instead keep us grounded. Just in the way you worded it.
Yep, absolutely.
But I'm really hoping that some of those people get hired, because if so, I'm telling you, you want a workhorse. Just about every fucking one of those names is a workhorse. They ain't gonna complain. They're gonna show up every fucking day and do their job as they're instructed. And I don't know if there's any non-FTOs in that list of people that we've suggested. I think everybody was an FTO. So as soon as they get their bearings straight, it's easy. Cakewalk from there.
Okay, I want to make sure, because I'm going to take this list, and I want to give this list. I want to pass this up the chain, and I want to try and reach out to as many these people as I can, but to make sure they're even interested. But I need to pass it along the chain, and hopefully as many of these people as possible can get considered.
If there's a name on your list, and you get the thumbs up, and it's a matter of just contacting them to see if they're still interested, let me know. I can put you in contact with, I think, just about every person you have you've named off.
Yeah, me as well.
So don't worry about the contacting portion. Definitely, as soon as you have that thumbs up, let me know, and I can contact those people on your behalf, because I know contacting them is probably going to be a bigger area of concern. We got you covered on that front. Oh, this makes me happy. Listen, I don't even care that it's 10 people across 3 shifts. The 3, 4 maybe potential additional FTOs. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, crash course is all they would need. These people are very logical thinkers. It's not like, oh my God, our life's gonna be so much easier.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help a lot, and it's just one of them things that, look, they've tried what they've tried, but the fact that the feeling of being as far behind as we feel we are right now, it's gone on too long, and everybody knows it. And hell, I'm telling you, it's damn. Did I tell y'all what happened yesterday with Dundee?
No.
We got boxed. Me and Danzel got boxed in by Dundee and the Bondi boys. After there was a brandishing call, literally right on top of. So there was a gun in one of them cars, and we got boxed in by them, and we literally couldn't do shit about it because there was no other actives or no other active units.
Oh no.
there is not a single other 10-8 unit out there, and we're like, holy shit, you gotta be shitting me. And that, it was just one of them things where it was like, I think Dundee was I think Dundee was disappointed. I know that son of a bitch. Okay, he is doing whatever the hell he can.
He's an adrenaline junkie.
Yes, he is, and I'm telling you that. I think we actually did. If we would have sent his ass to jail, he probably would have been happier than us not chasing him. I mean,
that is it's. There were no units whatsoever.
Yeah, because we had, I think, 4 total at that time, and 3 units were on another deal. There was like it turned into a damn boat chase at one point. Like, I mean, there was some other shit going on in the Alamo Sea, and so it was like McNulty, I think it was McNulty, Frost, and Bobby were up there, and then I was with Dan in the city, and it was just one of them things where, but that's happening constantly, where there's only like 1 active unit at a time. So
that's rough.
I mean,
when I got on duty earlier, from my understanding, Barrick, you correct me because you were present for this. All units were responding to. There was like 3 units, all of which were responding to every call together, and like they were not breaking off because, with officers having been shot, with guns being stolen, Ruth has stated that there's likely 9 PD guns out there on the streets. Like, that's a lot. That's more guns than we typically have officers.
Yep, exactly. It's bad. It is very, very bad.
Well, I'm gonna be real. This is actually like, obviously nothing is set in stone yet. You're gonna need to get the thumbs up for those, but that at least makes me excited. Very excited that it's being considered.
Yeah. And another name I forgot. I talked to Kale Soze a little bit.
Okay.
Kale Soze might come back around a little bit to he might occasionally come out of retirement a little bit and do a little bit of FTOing for some folks too.
That man's still alive? Apparently.
He hasn't.
I
know.
He hasn't croaked?
Last time I saw him, he changed skin colors entirely. Not that actually that has no relevance.
Well, I mean, it's like a reverse Michael Jackson.
He looked sick.
So anyways. Yeah, I think Kale Soze might even swing around every so often. I don't think he's going to be involved very much in too many things, but he's an old dog. He's got a hell of a lot of experience, so he might be willing to step in FTO a little bit occasionally.
That'd be really nice. That'd be really, really nice.
Yeah.
There was always this presence with Soze, and like there are certain people, especially on that list of names that I said, that when nowadays somebody says to do something, and all of our officers are hesitant to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like the other day, me shooting Mr. Paul. I'm not sure if you were present for. You were, because you took him off the laundromat.
Yeah.
Nobody else opened fire. I made it clear if you didn't surrender, but nobody opened fire, and it blew my mind because the units that were pursuing the other person, which I think was Benji, they opened fire. Like I think Maple called out.
I think
to
people
shoot
are
that individual.
To shoot. I do think there's a lot of people scared to shoot.
I mean,
people were scared. People
I
were
understand
scared to
why.
shoot when people were scared to shoot even before there was a lot of punishment for it.
Yeah. Now I understand there's a time and a place, and I mean, for me, it's always, but in reality, for most people,
I know what you're talking about. I think it's because it almost directly goes against the one thing we are heavily pushing, which is preservation of life.
Right.
But at the same time, like, people need to acknowledge that if a call is made, unless you directly have knowledge of something that goes directly against the justification behind shooting somebody, like you need to follow that order. It's not going to fall on you. It'll fall on the person who made the call to shoot. In this case, it would have been Slacks, right? But I mean, hell, in the pursuit, I jumped out of my car to open fire.
Yeah.
Barrick was positioned, I think, on Carson, waiting. and then the car flipped next to the courthouse. But I
Yeah.
don't know, man. People are just so hesitant to do it, and
I'll tell you.
I get why, but man,
Yeah.
does it suck?
This shit's bleeding into me even. You know what happened the other day?
What?
I genuinely felt bad. Now, okay, this is, how sometimes you gotta, you need the ups and the downs, right?
Right.
And you need the bad things to happen sometimes, because sometimes it's just, this is it's one of those. Okay, it's one of those conversations right now.
Okay.
Some things that are bad that happen are good for. It's good for bad things to happen, because if bad things don't happen, then we can't have good things. We can't do
point out
good
the
things
flaws.
to stop it. We can't point out the flaws.
Mm-hmm.
There was a situation yesterday or a couple days ago, where Dundee there was a chase with that oil rig, the tankard, and he backed it into Mosley's. Now, he blew up that whole damn building basically, where he backs in, and
David, thank you for the
my
raid.
my
Hope you had a good stream.
instincts are, I gotta shoot this son of a bitch. I was perpendicular to the cab. I'm perpendicular to the cab,
Mm-hmm.
and I see a clear shot at low ground to high ground, elevated up, look through the target, what's behind him. I'm talking through the window, out the other side of the window, and into the air. Right? That is, it is the most
Right.
textbook. I gotta shoot the driver, because if I don't shoot him right now, he's gonna back that shit up into the Mosleys, and he's gonna blow up all the damn cars in there. There's like 10 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about preservation of life. I mean, you got.
You take one to save the 10.
Right, exactly. So, McNulty called to shoot, right? Now I saw this thing. I felt like I was watching a car crash in slow motion, right? But everybody is waiting for somebody to call to shoot. But at the point in which it's, hey, McNulty calls to shoot, and then everybody's like, okay, I guess I'm shooting, and then they get out of the car and they start shooting. Now I shot out of my car and supposedly, no, actually I didn't shoot right then and there because my shit got jammed. That was frustrating too. My shit got jammed by the time I realized it, and then I shot out of my car later, and then I was told I shouldn't shoot out of my car because it's just not safe, and you're driving, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I get all that.
Mhm.
So unless it's like an emergency situation, I shouldn't be doing that shit. So I'm like, okay, got it. But regardless, that was like a textbook moment where I held my instincts back, and then what ends up happening, backs the shit up into the Mosleys and blows the whole damn shit up.
Was it because at the time when you had the shot, did you still think there was an opportunity to prevent them from being in a situation in which they'd be putting the lives of 10 others in danger?
No, because think about it, we can't pit the shit,
Right.
We can't. There's literally nothing we can do. I mean, the only thing you could do is if you're in a situation, if we were out like on, let's say we're in the damn Sonora Desert, and there ain't nobody around, and I know he's going towards like a crowd of people or something. Yeah, I'd probably shoot that shit out of the car and blow that shit up before it runs into a crowd of people. Right? That's like the extreme example where there ain't nobody around, and it's the safest, most controlled situation for stopping that thing. But now it caused a lot of damage. Like you were blowing the whole thing up and whatever, right? Ideally, we're not blowing anything up, and we're just shooting the driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you have that perpendicular angle right through the cab, I just think people are holding their instincts back of just pull it, because we're talking in circles now, but you get my drift here.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think legally, an attorney, I guarantee, in fact, if you shot him rather, he gets an attorney and says, how would you know what I was going to do?
Hey,
I was just going to get this repaired.
No, the second that shit starts going in reverse towards Mosley's, I'm like, hey, this sumbitch is gonna blow this up.
So remember, it's not about what we know it was gonna happen, but hear me out. In a court of law, do you actually think you could prove that beyond a reasonable doubt? Because even though I know that was the intent based on what's being told to me, I don't know that I could actually prove that.
Well, here's the thing. You don't need the tankard itself to go get the shit repaired. Because that thing's that's not mechanical. It's the cab that has all the damn